Well, good morning. It is Saturday, March the 2nd, and it feels weird to still be hunting waterfowl, pretty much on the verges of spring. I'm not duck hunting. Duck hunting has been closed for over a month now. I'm taking advantage of the last full weekend of late winter Canada goose. It's a special hunt. It's only in certain counties, and it's on private property only. I'm here at the farm today. Another spot I was going to hunt today was really high water. We've experienced a lot of flooding the last week, a lot of sleet and snow, and a lot of traditional definitive winter weather kicking off the end of the season. With all this high water though, it is perfect right here at the farm to hunt blind number one. The water's high again, and it's all around me right here, and I got a really good decoy spread out. It's really hard to hunt the geese here because they like roosting here, and usually if I kick them out of here in the dark, they don't really seem to come back, but they weren't sleeping here today. So I'm hoping that they come in here in the mid-morning, hopefully early afternoon flight. If I can just get one chance, I might be able to pull a couple. There are geese in the area. I can hear them over there. A large group of them making a lot of noise. In fact, the noises of spring are starting to take over everything right now. There's a lot of songbirds and just a lot of beautiful noises and sensations going on right now. So we'll see how we do. You can see what I mean by high water. Last week, the grass was all the way down to that tall stuff right there. It was all green grass right here, and it comes up fast if you get a lot of rain, which we have had. It was snowing pretty hard this morning on the setup, some sleet mixed in, and heavy showers. But right now it's kind of calmed down. There's not much happening weather-wise at the moment. There's rivulets of water just running down our field right here from the high ground behind us. And usually ducks and geese like to go up in that grass when there's water flowing through it. That worked out really well. Playing the waiting game and the silent game paid off. It's about 10 o'clock a.m. All those geese that I heard this morning, way over there across the river, they got up. They came right over the property. Two broke off and cupped, bowed up straight down into the decoys. And I should have moved the camera at the last minute, just a nudge, but I doubled. I got both of them, and it worked out really well. Just fantastic. I love goose hunting. Now I only need one more. I wonder if I can get it. There's quite a few birds moving around. I've seen quite a few flocks just kind of heading over. I had one that was almost promisable. They cupped up and they circled once, but they took off. You know, with the last weekend, and here we are, the beginning of March, you have nothing to lose, so I'm not really afraid of educating big flocks. I don't know if that huge bunch that was with the pair would have came back, but there's a lot of water, there's a lot of geese, there's a lot of places for them to go. But I tell you what, that sunshine feels really good. It's a blessing. It's a gorgeous day. Decoys I have set out today, I got about 12.5 full bodies and floaters right here. I'm trying to make it look like they've just landed. They're swimming up to the shore, walking up to the bank, kind of feeding and then working their way up into the grass. And then further downwind in a half circle, this big gap between the full bodies, I got about 3 dozen silhouettes. And those work really well when you spread them out, cover a big area with them. And they've worked really well so far this late goose season. In fact, the 2 geese that came in landed closer to the silhouettes than they did full bodies. I tell you what, they are giants, big ones. So pretty watching them come down. I tell you what, it looks really good when geese work over decoys. The way their wings bow up. Look at the size of this wing. Broke that wing pretty good, and the legs hit them dead solid. 3-inch 2s are my favorite round for Canada geese. It seems to work really well. And I got my companion here with me today. I got Holly. One last chance to get her out this season. And blind number 1 holds its reputation as the better goose blind on the farm here. That sunshine was short-lived. There is some pretty intense winter weather in the forecast today, including snow and thunderstorms. And I think the next round is on its way right now. Because it is the late season, and it's like the last weekend that we can shoot waterfowl, I have saved my best looking decoys kind of for this day. These are ones I don't use all the time because I want to keep them looking in the best condition. And so I busted them out today, and this is my full body spread right here. And I just noticed that from when I put them out this morning in the dark, the edge of the water was right here. And you can see just in the length of this hunt how the water has come up probably 3 or 4 inches. So it's still on the rise. Lots of water coming out of the sky this weekend and into next week for sure. I use silhouettes a lot. In fact, some of the first goose decoys I ever bought were these silhouettes. They're lightweight. You can carry a ton of them at a time out into the field. And if you put them out properly, they work very well, especially for hunting traffic. If you don't really know if they're using the spot you're setting up in, if you're just trying to get moving geese to come closer, silhouettes are the best. They work really good and they're very efficient. Fred Zink himself, when I met him at a lecture, said to put them out at 90-degree angles to each other. So this is what it looks like to have your silhouette set at right angles or 90-degree angles to each other. I have this one facing that way, and that one facing that way. And because they're a flat decoy that's two-dimensional, it works out better setting them like that, because as you move around them, you know, it kind of messes with the geese a little bit, because geese disappear and then reappear out of nowhere, and it kind of creates an illusion. It makes it look like movement a little bit. So, it's always best when goose hunting to have a large variety of decoys, and I've been blessed over the years to acquire quite a bit of them through various means. Every little bit adds a touch of realism. All right, here we have it. I have picked the last bird of the 2023-2024 waterfowling season. And this goose happened to be in really good shape with minimal damage to the body, especially the legs. And so I let it hang overnight, and then that actually makes it a lot easier to pick these birds the next day. And I'm going to do the unthinkable with this one. I've been doing it with the last couple of birds. I don't really want to gut it, but I want all the meat that's available on it. So I've kind of devised this special way of cleaning these birds to get both the breast meat, the drums, and the thighs, and all that beautiful skin, which has a lot of good fat in it. So start by, of course, picking the bird, but you don't need to pick the whole thing, just the breasts and all of this part right here. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to breast it with the skin still attached. There's a lot of meat on a big Canada goose. And now what I can do is I can also remove the leg and the thigh all as one piece. So you just gotta cut down here. Pop that bone out of the socket right there. Cut right along the edge here. Humongous birds. They take a lot of effort. And then you got this nice, look at this piece of meat you got. That can go in a stew. That can go right on the barbecue. It's pretty much everything you eat off the bird in one piece. Just got to go home and put it in the sink and clean it up a bit more. And that's ready to cook. Throw this in the bag. I'm going to do this other side here. Cut right along that breastbone. Get as much of the skin as possible. That adds a lot of your flavor to it when you cook it. The more of that you grab, the better. Down in here, careful not to puncture any of the ribs if you can get away with it. You know, keep from leaking bad juices on your meat. All right, now we're ready to move this entire piece right here. Takes a lot of manipulating. Need to get break that bone out. Get that knife under there. Be careful of your own fingers. Cut myself quite a few times cleaning birds. And for the rice, a little bit. This knife is dull by the end of the season. There we go. All done. All it's left to do now is go home and cook and eat. Got enough duck and goose meat to get us probably until we can start replacing it with salmon meat. There we go. It's smoking that meat really good. But because I like doing the unthinkable, I'm gonna move this one here over so much. Move that one over. I'm gonna put on its other half. Just like that. There we go. There we go. Let that sit for about 5 minutes. Skin down first is really important. After about 5 minutes, I like turning them. It's really important, or I always like starting with the skin down. Give it about 5 minutes. Turn those over. As long as you keep them moving, keep them turning so they don't burn. There is a lot of goose on this grill. 5 more minutes. All right, here is the finished product. Slab olive Gronk, all barbecued. And I've already tasted it. It turned out pretty good. Waterfowl can be a little rare. That's what I mean by it's just like steak, because look at that. Get that last little bit there. Nice little cut. And this will feed us probably all week. We could pick off of this goose meat.